Hi. Okay. Here is a hack for how to know different areas in Knox County. Knoxville is huge. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this or other people that you've been watching. It's super spread out. It is the word I like to call ginormo. I'm going to show you a website you can use that's going to help tell you about different areas. It is a school website, but that's not the point. So look past where the website information is from and let this help you kind of dig down into areas of Knoxville and kind of get a feel for like West Knox versus East Knox versus South Knox, right? And that's going to help you kind of know, okay, what are places in the area? What should I search? Blah, blah, blah. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this website. I'm going to show you. You're going to go to the Knox Schools.org website. Again, the point of this is not to talk about Knox County schools. The point of this is because this kind of helps you see different areas of Knox County. So first of all, what you can see is like this on this page, you've got high school feeder patterns, middle school feeder patterns, and elementary feeder patterns. Now, obviously, we're going to have the most amount of elementary, and then all that trickles up into the high schools. So you've got this right here that can tell you areas, and then you also have maps, linked to maps. If you click on this page right here, it takes you to the different areas. So we're going to start with this high school's area. And what you see on this map is you notice, first of all, that again, to my point, it's very spread out. Number one is the number one thing I want to show you. The other thing I want to show you is like, you can see the West Knoxville schools. You can see that South Knox only has one high school. You can see the East Knox and North Knox areas. So this is a great starting point to know the different areas of Knoxville. Because, for example, Farragut is its own area. Hardin Valley is its own area. And also it's Farragut High School. You've got Hardin Valley Academy. Carnes is its own area. West, now this is a little bit different. This is saying West High School, which is west of downtown. But if you want to get more into like the West and Bearden areas, that's where we would more talk about the different elementary schools. So for example, if we go to the feeder patterns and we were to look at Bearden, you can see that Bearden includes these areas: West Hills, Rocky Hill, North Shore, Cedar Bluff, Bluegrass. So these areas here, Bluegrass, Cedar Bluff, North Shore, Rocky Hill, those are all areas within the Bearden area or zoned for Bearden High School. But Bearden itself is an area. And actually there's even a Bearden Elementary. So this gets a little bit wonky, but the whole purpose of this is to show you this is a great starting point in terms of where is stuff in Knoxville and is that a place I want to be? And so if you want to get even more into the micro, the microcosm of this, then you would also look at the middle and elementary schools. The elementary schools are going to be the most community focused. So for example, to my point, if you look at Farragut, if you look at Hardin Valley, those schools go with that area expressly. Then you see Cedar Bluff, then you see Sequoia, then you see Rocky Hill. So the elementary schools are kind of helping you to know, okay, this is even more zoomed in and down into the different areas of Knoxville. A lot of people ask me about Powell. Well, Powell, you can see that Powell has a Powell Elementary. There was also Powell High School. There's also Powell Middle School. So this is like the greater Powell area. Like the high school covers all of Powell. But then if you look at the elementary zone, you can see it's a little more zoomed in. And then you've got Copper Ridge, also an area of Knoxville, Sturkey, Inskip, Lonsdale. All of these are different Knoxville areas. So this is a little bit of a hack to help you know what are the different Knoxville areas called. And even if you look at South Knoxville, so South Knoxville is everything kind of south of the river and still in Knox County. So the river is this right here, this winding little piece here. South of downtown, here's your downtown. Here's Sequoia Hills, Cherokee Boulevard, across from the Tennessee River. All of this is South Knoxville. So if we look at how many high schools are there, well, there's only one high school at the time of this video in South Knoxville, and it's South Doyle. And it's way south, right? Well, then if you go look at the elementary schools, you can see, okay, there's all these different pockets of South Knox areas. Where, for example, if you, like my husband is a born and raised South Knox guy, and he would say, well, South Knoxville is really this part right on the river, Sevier Avenue, where everything is kind of blowing up. So it's kind of interesting to think, okay, well, and same with Sequoia. Sequoia, we typically think right here, Sequoia Hills, right off Cherokee Boulevard, this whole little pocket, but all of this is zone Sequoia Elementary, this whole thing. So this is just a little hack of a way to know the different areas of Knoxville. Okay, so you're like, well, Haley, once I do that, what should I do? Okay, so first of all, you want to be thinking about, what do you require to live? Do you require a Target? Do you require, what kind of grocery stores do you require? Now, obviously, anything that's west, so anything that's a Carnes, West, Bearden, Farragut, Hardin Valley. Those are like the 5 West Knox high schools. Notice Powell is right on the edge. But these locations, these areas are more of the West Knox zone. So from Paper Mill exit on I-40 West out to Watt Road, all of that is considered West Knox, okay? So for example, say you're thinking, well, I wanna know what is in the Bearden area. So that's where I would tell you, well, if you zoom in on this, you can start seeing different street names. Like one thing that you're gonna see is a road called Ebenezer. And Ebenezer is a major road that goes through West Knox, a major kind of cut through. It's this right here, this road. And that road is going to show you all kinds of different stuff. So if you zoom in on these maps, you can start to see, and you can also see these pockets, Bluegrass, you see Rocky Hill, you see that, oh, there's housing here. You've got stuff happening. You've got Kingston Pike. This is a bunch of shopping, etc. So you can also go and say, okay, well, what is it like at Rocky Hill? So if I go to Google Maps and I put in Rocky Hill, which Rocky Hill is an extremely coveted area in Knoxville, you can then see, well, what all does Rocky Hill have? So we're going to zoom in and you can see, you can't really tell on Google Maps, but you can see like there's an Elders Ace Hardware, Butler Bailey Market. You've got some restaurants, some of the best takeout ever in your life. It's called Goodness to Go, which sounds so cheesy, but I'm telling you right now, it's literally will change your life for the better. But Rocky Hill is a super cute area. So then we're going to zoom out and we're thinking, okay, well, where is this in relation to downtown? Here's downtown. But you wouldn't necessarily know to look at Rocky Hill unless you went and checked out some of the schools in the different areas. So my suggestion is to wrap this up, put this in a little box with a bow, is to use the school feeder patterns to kind of give you an idea of the different areas. Because what you're going to do is hear people talk about Hardin Valley. You're going to hear people talk about Carnes. And what happens is people think like, oh, Farragut is its own town. Well, Farragut is special because it's its own entity. But the rest of these, it's its own entity that sits within Knox County. But the rest of these are not. But they are these pockets of Knoxville that you should know about, especially if you're thinking of moving to the area, because they all have something different to offer. Go to the Knoxville's feeder website. And then from there, you can see from here, like these are the different areas. Now, some of these aren't really areas. Like Austin East is more like Holston, the Holston area, Vine, and Willow Springs. Those are more specific areas. And even elementary schools, even further zoomed in to areas. Halls is an area. Again, you can tell that because look at the feeder pattern. Halls, Halls, Halls. Halls High, Halls Middle, Halls Elementary. So that gives you a pretty idea that Halls is like an area, right? You go to Hardin Valley. Hardin Valley Academy, Hardin Valley Middle, Hardin Valley Elementary. So you can see, oh, that's an area. Another one that you're going to see a repeat of is Cedar Bluff. You're going to see Cedar Bluff Primary, Cedar Bluff Elementary. So that tells you that. If you look at Powell, you've got Powell, Powell Middle, Powell Elementary. Carnes, Carnes High, Carnes Middle, Carnes Elementary. So you can see, okay, that's like an area, and that's an area. Another one's Carter. And that's out Strawberry Plains. That's east. Powell, we talked about Central. Central is not necessarily an area, but then if you look at these, it tells you that includes Halls, part of Gresham, part of Powell. So Central is kind of more of a central catch-all to these different areas. Farragut, another one, Farragut Middle, Farragut Primary, Farragut Elementary. South Doyle, you can remember that because it's South Knox. So you see South Doyle High School, South Doyle Middle School, and then you have a bunch of different areas within South Knoxville, which could be classified or identified as these. Like, for example, Moreland Heights is like an area of Knoxville. West is a little bit different. It's closer into town, but that you can see this includes Bearden and areas like West Valley. And then also some of the elementary kiddos is being zoned for West. So this tells you what areas within Knoxville are actually zoned for that high school. So this gives you a better idea. Again, whether or not you have kids going to the school is not the purpose. The whole point is to kind of show you these are different areas when you're trying to figure out, well, what area of Knoxville is that? This mapping can help you know. I hope you can't hear those sirens. I literally live right at the corner of Chapman Highway. Don't ever do that. If you don't hear anything else from me, don't buy a house on the corner of Chapman Highway. Like, I can see it right now. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're like, well, where is that? It's this main road right here that goes through South Knoxville. So anyways, I hope this has been helpful. The whole goal is to help give you a better idea of how to identify areas of Knoxville. And once you start finding areas, then you can start thinking, okay, well, what's in that area? What would I look for? And you could just literally simply go, like if you're thinking Rocky Hill, okay, well, what's in Rocky Hill? Okay, well, I want to know how far is Rocky Hill from Target. So I'm going to put Target in. And it's going to tell me, which this is dumb. We want the nearby ones. So let's close this out. Let's put in Rocky Hill. We're going to put nearby, and I'm going to put Target. We don't want to just search for any random Target. We want the nearby one. So if we put that in, it's going to tell me where are the Targets. Like there's one on Ramirez, which is this one. There's one at North Shore Town Center. So you can see, okay, no, we're not walking there, by the way. We're going to drive. So if I hover over this, it's telling me that's a 9-minute drive. This is a 13-minute drive. Okay, what if I wanted to put in Costco? How far is Costco from Rocky Hill? I think it's going to tell us 20 minutes. Costco. It's that one. That's the only one we have. So if we're thinking, why did it do that differently? I don't want my location. I want from Rocky Hill. So you can see Rocky Hill, 19 minutes. I feel pretty proud of this. Anyways, so this is giving you an idea of like, what's it accessible to? Where is it close to? What is there? But also this gives you an idea too. So for example, if I put Rocky Hill in, let's just reset this whole thing. If, for example, you know what, Google? We're going to start over. I'm going to put Rocky Hill, and then I'm going to put nearby. I'm going to put coffee. Let's just see what it says. Coffee shop. And what's it telling me? It's telling me scooters, coffee bar, status dough, Starbucks, McCafe, McDonald's. No shade McDonald's. I'm just telling you, another Starbucks, a Dunkin', Starbucks, K-Brew. So we can see that it's a mix of Starbucks and McDonald's, but also there's more smaller coffee boutiques, right? Versus if I go to, I wonder if I'm going to put Halls in here. Halls Crossroads. Let's go to Halls. And then if I do nearby and I put coffee shop, let's see, what does it say about Halls? What does it tell us? We've got a Dutch Brothers, which literally just opened. You've got a bunch of Starbucks and you've got Dunkin's. My point of showing you this is every one that is coming up nearby is a chain. See what I mean? So this is telling me that there's probably less boutique type stuff in this area than Rocky Hill as an example. So another example would be if I put Halls and I put nearby and I put Target in. This is going to tell me, okay, wanted nearby. Nearby, let's search Target. Let's see what it tells us. So here, down here. Why does it default to walking? So it's saying 16 minutes. So that's the one over by 640 this way. So not too bad, right? If I put in restaurants, and again, we're talking from Halls, just as an example, if I put restaurants nearby, what kind of restaurants are there? Oh, Charlie's, that's a chain. Bel Air Grill, Chow Hall, Applebee's, Cheddar's, Habanero's, Cookout. Versus if I go back to Rocky Hill as an example, if I put Rocky Hill in, and I'm going to do, let's do again, restaurants here. What does it come up with? Oh, Charlie's again, which this is the Oh, Charlie's we used to eat at every Sunday after church. fun fact. Drake's, Olive Garden, Bravo, Calhoun's. So you can see, again, you've got definitely chains. We've got another Cheddars. I think I mixed these two. Anyways, so this kind of gives you an idea of what is around. Then you've got Bonefish, Emma's, all this stuff, Cappuccinos, which they have good Italian food, by the way. Point B, oh my gosh, they have a fry board there. Like a French fry board. It's like a charcuterie board with French fries. Anyways, so I hope this has been helpful. Literally, the goal was to tell you, how can I know the different areas of Knoxville? And a very simple way to do this would be to use the Knox Schools feeder patterns to start getting a grasp on different areas of Knoxville. And then from there, you can kind of hunt around in those areas and see what you like, stuff like that. So something that you're not really going to find is walkability. So just forget about it unless you're going to be right downtown, right on Sevier Avenue, or in North Shore Town Center. That's pretty much your walkable places. Farragut does have a system of greenways, but it's not like you're going to walk to work. So anyways, but this at least gives you an idea of where to start when you're thinking about looking to find the different areas of Knoxville. So that being said, I hope this has been helpful. As always, that is forever my goal. I know I'm a little bit long-winded, so I want to acknowledge that because someone has been pointing that out to me. So anyways, I hope this has been helpful. Needless to say, as always, please let me know what questions you have. If you want to speak with me directly about Knoxville, the best way is to text me. And I'll get back to you. That is your quickest way to get a hold. In the meantime, subscribe so I can keep sharing more Knoxville and East Tennessee information with you. I'm Haley Jones, and I'll see you next time.